Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. I hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. So the month of November is here and it's going to be December soon, and I think we should start the series of best and worst, like best and worst products which I have tried so far. So I'm starting off that series with my best drugstore palettes which I have tried so far. So obviously I have not tried everything, but I have a list of 10 drugstore palettes which I think are really good and worth the money which you are going to pay for it. So I'm going to do two parts of this drugstore palettes video. So today's video is going to be the top 10 the most value for money drugstore palettes which I think are value for money, and then I'm going to do another video which is coming up next week where I will do drugstore palettes which I don't think are worth the money. So please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel if you're watching me for the first time, so that you don't miss out on any of these videos, because these kind of videos are going to come throughout the month of November, December, probably to Jan as well, because I have so many categories in mind. I feel like I'll take too much time to complete this series. So yeah, if you're interested to know what is my top 10 eyeshadow palettes in the drugstore category and which I think are absolutely worth the money, then please do keep on watching this video. Okay guys, so I think you have noticed my purple theme today. I was in the mood for applying purple eyeshadow, and all of this look I have created using the drugstore palettes which I'm going to talk about today. So I'm really excited. Do stay tuned because I have a few palettes which I haven't yet talked about on my channel and I think they are really good. So do watch till the end of the video. So what I've done is I will talk about the palettes in the order of their pricing. So I'll talk about the palettes which are priced most to the priced least ones. Now this obviously depends on the country where you are living in. So the price point which I am talking is in terms of Singapore dollars which I am paying. So just keep that in mind that these palettes may be cheaper in your country or expensive in your country, I don't know, but these are all in terms of Singapore dollars because I am paying in Singapore dollars after all. So worth of the palette for me is in Singapore dollars. Let's start off with the most expensive one which I have, and I will tell you the prices of all the palettes as well, and I will have them listed in the description box also. Okay, so the first palette in this category which I feel is like really value for money, worth the money, is this one from I Heart Makeup Revolution Rose Gold palette. So this is, I'm mentioning it first because this one is the most priciest one I have. This is a new release from Makeup Revolution and I have done a whole video on this, so I don't want to talk too much about this one, but this is how it looks, and this is like a very close dupe of the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is how it looks. It is very pretty and the shadow quality is just amazing. I paid around, I have it written down here, I paid around 25 to 30 Singapore dollars, like the total including shipping and everything. Actual cost of this palette in Singapore dollars is actually just $16, but since I paid shipping of around $10 or $12, I don't remember, this palette is somewhere around 25 to 30 Singapore dollars, and if I have to buy this here, I think that I will have to pay somewhere around that price. So this one is obviously up there in pricing, but I feel like the quality which you're getting is absolutely amazing. The shimmers which you get are really amazing, and the mattes are also so buttery smooth and creamy. I just love this palette. I think this palette surpassed my expectation, and this is one of the first I Heart Makeup like this range palette which I have tried, and I really liked it so far. So considering the quality of this palette, this definitely is totally worth the money. The next palette which is totally worth the money in my opinion is obviously another one from Makeup Revolution because they are priced in the similar range. So this one is the Makeup Revolution Neutrals versus Neutrals palette, and this is how it looks. This one is like a close dupe of the Modern Renaissance palette. So this is how it looks. This is such a pretty versatile palette, and I feel like you get some shades in this which are not there even in the Modern Renaissance palette. So that's why I feel like this is so much more versatile. Like you get a lot of browns here, you get these taupey shades here which are not there in the Modern Renaissance. So as you can see, the palette is just so beautiful. I don't know if I have to choose between the rose gold and this one. I don't know which one I will choose because both are very good. Here also the mattes are really nice, soft, very nicely pigmented, and the shimmers are also really nice. The shimmers are not that intense in this palette, but they're really nice, like muted shimmers, and you get very good color payoff. So I really like this palette from Makeup Revolution. If you're into this warm plummy colors, then I think this is a really good buy. and this is totally worth the money. The next palette which I have in this category is from Sleek. Sleek is something which is so close to my heart. It is one of my first like palettes which I had got, and these are so good. So this one is first one which I have, which is the Oh So Special palette. This is how it looks, and I hope you can see that. You get a lot of product. The mattes are really nice. I wouldn't say they are like absolutely the most pigmented shadows, but they are really good. If you are a beginner, I think these are very good palettes, and they have such a huge range of palettes in these Sleek ones. So these are so good. These are priced at 22 Singapore dollars. So I think they're pretty reasonable. If you buy from London, then they are super cheap. Then I have another one in the same Sleek makeup palette category, and this is called the Vintage Romance palette. This is also really good, and this one is also like if you want purpley colors, if you want to create some nighttime looks, this is such a nice palette. Here also the pigmentation is so good. It has a lot of shimmers, few mattes, but I think this is a really nice palette if you want to create some nighttime looks. I think the price which you're paying for these palettes, they are definitely worth it. You should definitely check out Sleek palettes because there are so many of them, and the color range is just so vast. Okay, so the next palette which I have, which I think is totally worth the money, is this one from NYX. This one I have got pretty recently actually, and this is how it looks. It's the all matte palette, and this has all these colors. Like all the basic matte shades which you will need are there in the palette. So I think this is totally worth the money because the mattes are just so beautiful. They are so soft, so creamy, they're so buttery, and they just blend themselves. You don't have to do anything. There is no fallout. I haven't really noticed any kind of powderiness fallout. This thing is just amazing. So if you're looking for colors like this and you don't feel like buying a whole 12 pan 16 pan palette just for colors like this, and you are going to use just these colors, and you're a neutral color lover, then I think you're going to love this palette. This is really good. I bought this from Sephora, and this costed me around 22 Singapore dollars, and I actually got it on discount, so it was even less than $22. Okay guys, so the next one which is there in the list is not exactly technically drugstore, but I still want to include these palettes in my list because they are really affordable, and you get a very good value for the money you are paying. So these are from Colourpop, and the first one I want to mention is the Colourpop Femme Rosa palette. This is such a stunning palette. So these retail for around 16 USD, and which is around 21 Singapore dollars. I order from the Colourpop website, so I get it for 21 Singapore dollars. These are also available here in Singapore. Resellers are selling them for around 24 to $30. So even if you're paying 24, 25, 30 Singapore dollars, I feel these are such good value. There's such good quality. So this one is the first one, the Femme Rosa palette, and this is how it looks, and the packaging also really pretty. The colors are also so pretty, very feminine. You can create a really nice soft kind of feminine looks with this. I just love this palette. You get these very nice shimmers. The quality of shimmers are great, and the mattes are also really good. I have a full review and swatch of this palette on my blog. I haven't really done a video on this, so I will link it in the description box. You can go ahead and check it out if you want more details, more review on this palette. But I think for what you're paying, these Colourpop palettes are just amazing. Okay guys, so the next palette which I have is again from Colourpop, and this is their Yes Please palette. This one is also same price as the Femme Rosa palette, around 21 Singapore dollars, and this is just such an amazing palette. This is how it looks. And if you are a lover of warm brown, warm eyeshadows, I think this is a perfect palette. You should have it. This is such good quality. The mattes are so nice. They are so easy to blend. They are so easy to work with. Very nice pigmentation, but they blend super nicely. So that's what I like the best about this palette. And the color range is just so pretty. I have a full review on this. I will link it in the description box below, and I also have a blog post on this. I feel I will link it in the description box. But this is a totally value for money palette. The Colourpop palettes, they are just too good. Okay, so now we are down to the last 3 palettes, and these 3 palettes are the least expensive in my list. Okay guys, so the next palette in the list is from this brand called Absolute New York, and this is their iconic eyeshadow palette. This palette I have had in my collection for so long. It's probably been around 6, 7, 8 months or so, and I had got this from a drugstore here in Singapore from Watson's. This palette costed me around $15 to $18, I believe. And this is an all shimmer palette from Absolute New York, and this is the packaging also really good. I have never spoken about this palette on my channel, but this palette is so good, and this is how it looks. And you have a thin packaging. It's very sturdy, and you have all these amazing colors here. This is so stunning, guys. I mean, all the shimmers are so stunning. They are so smooth, pigmented. I have been absolutely amazed by the pigmentation of this shimmer. I was not using this for a very long time, and I have never used this on my channel. I just use some of the shimmers sometimes, but I have never used this on my channel. And when I was listing all the products, I realized that I have never spoken about this on my channel, and this is such an amazing value palette. So if you are someone who is looking for a all shimmers palette, I think this is a really good drugstore option. I checked if it is available on Nykaa because many of my subscribers are from India. This actually is available on Nykaa for, I guess, 1300 rupees or so. I think it's totally worth it. The shimmers are so good. I have actually used this palette for my eye look today, and I have used some of the mattes from my Makeup Revolution palettes, and this works great. It also comes with a very nice brush as well, and it has a very nice stiff like the stiff flat brush which you can use for shimmer. This is so good, guys. I cannot believe I have not spoken about this on my channel. If you want a detailed review on this, then do let me know, but in this video I just want to say that this is such a good value palette. If you're looking for a shimmer eyeshadow palette, this is very good. I would highly recommend this. Okay, the next palette is also something I feel like I haven't spoken about this on my channel, and I was about to do a video on this last month and somehow I forgot about it. But probably if you are interested, I can do a dedicated video on these products. So the next palette is from Wet n Wild, and this is the Naturel palette, and I have the shade Nude Awakening. So this is how it looks. The packaging is just very plasticky and cheap, but that's okay. This retails for $12 to $13 here in Singapore, which I think is amazing, super affordable. It's $13.90, I believe. I bought this from lacy.sg, and the shade selection here is something like this. It resembles a lot the Urban Decay Naked 3, I believe, the rose gold edition. It resembles a lot, but I don't care about that. But the colors here are so good. I would tell you that I have a lot of drugstore palettes. I have 10 here. I'm going to do a video on 10 more. So I have tried quite a lot of drugstore palettes, and I feel like this is one of the best ones I have tried so far in terms of pigmentation. Some of the drugstore palettes are actually quite nicely pigmented, but they tend to get very powdery and very dry. But this one is not that powdery. It is really nicely pigmented, and the color selection is so good. So you get these like light tone colors, you get this nice plummy brown, and you get this shimmer. Like you'll see, I'll show you. This is the kind of pigmentation it has, and the black is one of the nicest pigmented black I have seen. I don't know if you can tell. The black, I think one of the nicest black I have tried, like drugstore high-end, doesn't matter. I have used that black today as well. It's so nicely pigmented. I mean, I don't feel like many people talk about this palette. This palette is so good. So it's just an amazing palette, and for the price which you're paying, this is so good. I would highly recommend this. Okay, so the next one which I have, which is the least expensive one which I have, this retails for $12.90. This is from Catrice Cosmetics. So this is the least expensive, but not necessarily the best one, but it is really good. So this one is from their Precious collection, and this one is the shade Copper. They have, I think, 3 or 4 of them. I have one more. I will talk about that in some other video, but in this video I just want to mention this one. This is such a nice palette. So you get this shimmers. These are all soft shimmers. These are not too intense. These are all soft shimmers, but they are really nice on the eyes. Like, these are very soft. You can see they feel a little powdery, but I feel like the intensity which you get is really nice. I think the range of shimmers which you get is really nice, and if you're not someone who loves shimmers a lot, you just maybe need for 1 or 2 for occasions or something, I think this is a really nice palette. If you have this one and this one together, or if you have this one and the NYX one together, I think you're good to go. So if you're in Singapore, then do check out only this palette. I would say is like somewhere worth the money, because it's just $13 and you get a lot of nice variety shimmers. There are few palettes in this range, all are not that good, but I think this one is really good. So that's it guys, those are all the drugstore palettes which I have, which I think are totally worth the money. If you ask me which one would I recommend, I think I'll recommend all of them. It depends on what kind of budget you have, what kind of colors you're looking for actually. So yeah, if you like this video, then please do give this video a thumbs up. And also if you're watching me for the first time, I really hope you'll consider subscribing. And thank you so much for watching me today. I will see you guys really soon in my next video. Bye.